Hello and welcome back to another episode of the News You Missed Recap. This is the weekly news recap where I go over all the popular news articles, recap them for you so you don't have to spend a lot of time reading through every article, or if you missed one, you can be caught up on the news. Don't miss out today, don't be out of the loop, click subscribe, and be ready to like and share this video because it's 100% free way to support me and let other people know that I just exist and this is what I do. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry I took a little bit of time off, but I needed a break and I had to work on something else at the time. I'd like to let you guys know that I am officially graduated with my BA in Ministry and Leadership. Yep, all classes done, and I'm going into my master degree this January. With that out of the way, I will be able to dedicate a lot more time to this, and we are going to jump right into the news. So I'm going to begin with Galarian Pontya. Galarian Pontya has been revealed. This is going to be an official Pokemon. It's a psychic type, and this Pokemon was viewed as to be a fairy type, but it's actually based upon a unicorn which purifies, and it has a poison removing ability for all Pokemon that are on the field, all Pokemon that it battles with. So it makes a lot of sense that it's a psychic type and not a fairy type because poison types are super effective against fairies. That said, this is a cool introduction and a cool reveal, and it will be exclusively available in Pokemon Shield. So if you were looking to get Pokemon Sword and Shield, make sure to know which Pokemon are available. Ladies and gentlemen, there was also an update. A new character was revealed, Kahoru, Professor Sakuragari's daughter. Yeah, I'm just gonna literally butcher every Japanese name. The point I'm trying to cover here is that as soon as this was released, every Rule 34 artist started drooling and figuring out what they were going to do with this. I'm not joking, check out the thread. Then we have some exclusive behind the inspiration of Pokemon Sword and Shield in the Galar region, which is pretty cool. And you can go behind the lore of all three of the starters and several other Pokemon. There are interviews for everything. Game Freak is really trying to push this game, trying to push that it's not an awful game because they cut the national dex. Once again, I just like to point out the fact that, yeah, okay, if you're not going to have national dex in this game, could you at least patch it in DLC later? I mean, I'm not going to boycott a game because it's missing some of the Pokemon, but it is pretty dumb to remove Mega Evolutions, Z-moves, and the national dex in favor for a lot of stuff that I don't want. Gigantamaxing and Gigamaxing are not really my thing. The Pokemon Company also clarified that there aren't 18 gyms in Pokemon Sword and Shield. I was super excited about that, but nope, that's not happening. And I'd also like to point out that Cerebi.net was one of the authors that had tweeted out and put this information out that there might be 18 gyms and then retracted that information, but he's an individual who really doesn't like misinformation. So I do find it very disappointing that this is not happening, and man, I'm telling you, I think 18 gyms would have made this region extremely unique. It's a shame that that was just misinformation. Finally, with the Nintendo news, I want to close out on Mario Kart Tour's Diddy Kong pack cost €39, about the same price as Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Switch. That's pretty funny because it's just a pack, which means you only get roughly what you would get with like Donkey Kong or Diddy Kong in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, some bananas, some few specials, and the carts that they can drive with that. And it's the same price as a full-fledged game with every single kart racer and things like that. I'm sure they'll be introducing some new kart racers here and there that you can't get on Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. That's what happens with new games versus older games. But still, I would rather pay a flat price of $40, buy Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and be done with the investment. I'm just going to go ahead and say that a lot of people are defending this and saying that it's not Nintendo who are putting these prices up, but it is Nintendo who allowed the license to be sold to a company that is willing to jack up prices like this. I promise you, if Nintendo came out to this company and said, hey, look, you're going to have to stop jacking these prices up, or we're not going to continue leasing the license to you in the future, or we're going to make it really difficult for you with some PR, I promise you this stuff would stop. People act like Nintendo has no weight in what they say, but they absolutely do. They aren't saying anything for a reason. We'll find out soon enough why that is. Destiny 2 Shadowkeep launched, and it was a pretty decent launch if you could get in after the initial problems. It's pretty stable nowadays. The raid has been completed, it's finished, and the ending of the Shadowkeep it actually features something like physical darkness. So if you've been playing the game, you've been keeping up on the game, and you got out of it and you're not sure if you want to get this, I promise you won't be let down by the ending at all. You'll be able to get inside something extremely mysterious and find out a secret to Destiny 2. But you will be left wanting with a lot of questions as well. So I guess that's the author's writing that keeps you wanting. So good enough for me. I liked it, and I think you will too if you like Destiny 2. Doom Eternal delayed to March 2020. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. So it's unfortunate, but it has been delayed. It will launch on all systems that it's going to launch on. That's Xbox One, PS4, and PC March 2020. The Switch version is slated for future release, which is much longer out. Now, this is just due to them having more time to develop, so I'm fine with that. I'm not going to be upset about that, but I absolutely would love to play Doom Eternal because I love the original Doom. Trust me, I'm a big fan of FPSs, and Doom is probably in my top 10 FPS games. Red Dead Redemption 2 has detailed some new additions that they're going to be bringing to the PC. I'm not sure if they're going to be updating the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox One versions with these additions, but you can read through if you would like to hear about it. But here's the thing, most of those additions aren't anything like massive. A lot of them are PC tweaks, so like we're talking improved lighting, better textures, new draw distances to be able to see further out because you have the hardware that is capable of doing that. But there are also things that weren't originally released, like new horses, bounty missions, additional gang hideouts, treasure maps, weapons, story modes, stuff like that. So again, if you want to know about this stuff, you need to read through it and make sure you're going to be buying the version that you want to buy. If you already own the Xbox or PlayStation version, you got to play it at least ahead of the crowd. Fortnite is as addictive as cocaine, and it ruins children's lives. Parents say in lawsuit. Oh my God, I could tear this apart. Right here, this article is not delving deep into what's going on. It's just skimming the surface of a submitted lawsuit. So there's not too many details in what we're talking about here. But basically, you heard the title, and that's what the parents say and how they feel. I think it's 100% ridiculous. I think a parent can take away the gaming devices. If your kid has a phone, you can cut their phone plan off and make sure they're not going to be playing Fortnite anymore. I mean, it's really simple stuff. You just got to try to be a parent. You know, that thing that you have to do when you chose to have a kid, you need to take on the responsibility and the maturity of being a responsible adult, not blaming a video game because you're terrible at your job. Facebook integration is no longer available on the PlayStation 4, likely due to some issues that are happening with Facebook. That's as of October 7th. So if you've been wondering where that's gone, yeah, it's gone. So the application is no longer available. I'm sure you can get on it with a web browser, but yeah, there you go. There's also PS5 releasing holiday 2020, and it's officially called, get this, the PlayStation 5. Now, I gotta tell you, I don't like Sony that much, but their naming systems, they keep it simple, and it works really, really great. So for me, I really appreciate them keeping it simple and just naming it the PlayStation 5. Protesters are coming to BlizzCon in the wake of Blizzard Hong Kong fiasco. So I'm going to run down this really, really quickly. You can Google search it and find everything. There was this guy. He won a Hearthstone tournament, and he said he wanted the liberation and freedom of Hong Kong. Because of this, his winnings and his title were revoked, and the Hong Kong government were very, very upset about this. And Blizzard were upset because they love that Chinese money. So what ended up happening is that another group decided to step up and support him, state that they will reimburse him on all of his winnings, get him a ticket out to their tournament, and allow him to stay in America for free. But other organizations have stated that they support this guy, that they're all about the freeing of Hong Kong. And when they did that, Blizzard has cut them off as well. A lot of other organizations, companies have stated that they are forbidding players and commentators for discussing politics on the air. Then that comes from the wake of this Hearthstone issue. Now, to finalize this, to finish it, Blizzard has decided to remove the May statue that they had for sale, and they put a lot of really garbage statements trying to defend their actions on why they're siding with Hong Kong and not a kid that wants the freedom of the people. Yeah, I don't think you're going to win this one, Blizzard. When people want freed from communistic tyranny, it's something that needs to happen. There's a lot of people pushing for the freedom of a lot of these underprivileged and very government lockdown countries. And these gaming companies don't seem to realize that the people are not going to support them. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's the news you missed this week. Let me know if you missed a specific story and which story spoke the most to you. I really appreciate you guys liking and sharing. You can always click that subscribe button. Stay tuned to the future for many more videos. I've been your host, the Grandmaster Gamer, and I'm signing out. As always, good gaming, God bless, and I'll see you back here next time.